ProfessorBlackOps, Cybersecurity for the people. You see it, let's get it. Critical flaws hit Cisco SD-WAN vManage and HyperFlex software. I mean, to be honest, that's just kind of crazy, man. Cisco is a billion-dollar company. You would think they would be handling programming and flaws and have purple team, red team, blue team checking their software, because they're actually the backbone for the whole internet, and a lot of Fortune 1000 companies, and actually a lot of the cloud service providers actually run on Cisco's. Networking equipment. Major Cisco rolled out software updates to address multiple critical vulnerabilities impacting HyperFlex and SD-WAN vManage software that could allow attackers to perform command injection, execute arbitrary code, and gain access to sensitive information. Command injection has been out for 30 years. In a series of advisory published on May 5th, the company said there are no workarounds that remediate these issues. The HyperFlex HX command injection vulnerability tracked with CVE-2021-1497, 1498. Both of those scores were super high. CVS scores are 9.8, which means they're super vulnerable. It affects all Cisco devices running HyperFlex H software 4.0.4.5 and those prior to 4.0, arising due to insufficient validation of user supplied input in the web-based management interface of Cisco. The flaws could be enabled an unauthenticated remote attacker perform command injection attacks against a vulnerable device. Once again, command injection has been around for the OWASP probably for 30 years. An attacker could exploit this vulnerability by sending a crafty request to the web-based management interface. The company said in an alert, a successful exploit could allow the attacker to execute arbitrary command either as root or a Tomcat user. So obviously they run in Tomcat as their open source that's impacted in their devices. Root actually is the most powerful user on the box. Cisco also squashed 5 glitches affecting their SD-WAN manager software. 1275, 1468, 1505, and 1506, 1508. Once again, the link will be in the description so you can actually see those. That could permit an unauthenticated remote attacker to execute arbitrary code to gain access to the sensitive information, or allow an unauthenticated local access to gain escalated privileges and gain unauthorized access to the application. Positive technologies have been created with the reporting the HyperFlex, whereas for the SD-WAN bugs were identified during internal security testing, with 1275 uncovered during a resolution of Cisco technical assistant support case. While there are no evidence that malicious use of these vulnerabilities in a while, it's recommended that users upgrade to the latest version to mitigate the risk associated with the flaws. Ooh, been a long night. Vmware fixes critical vRealize business of cloud bug. It's not just Cisco. Vmware on Wednesday patched a critical security flaw in vRealize business for Cloud 76 that enable unauthenticated attack to execute malicious code to vulnerably server remotely. The remote code execution file was 21.984. Once again, it was a 9.8, which is super high. Stems from an unauthorized vManage import, resulting in a scenario that could use an adversary with network access to run unauthorized code on the appliance. Affected customers can rectify this by installing the security patch IO. VMware credit Positive Technology for reporting the vulnerability. So there was actually 2 bugs, one for Cisco and one for VMware. Once again, ProfessorBlackOps, Cybersecurity for the people. We gotta do better.